Hello my friends and welcome once again to this Red Gamer Tech video. Myself, Marta, where as always I'm here with the latest news from the tech world as of the 12th of March. So, we've got quite a bit to get through, so without further ado, I'm just going to kick things off with something regarding Intel and a Linux patch. So what we have here, as with all things Linux tend to be, something from Phoronix.com, and of course I have linked their article in the description below this video. So basically what we have is some open source drivers being sent out on Tuesday for the Intel P-State driver, and the intention of these updates was to improve efficiency of the GPU for I/O bound workloads, again according to what Phoronix are saying. However, this series of patches for the Intel Linux P-State driver improves the efficiency of integrated graphics by up to 43% and performance by up to 15%. And in case you're wondering what system this was tested on, this was an Ice Lake based Razer Blade stealth laptop. So once again, raw graphics performance improved by 15% and performance per watt increased by 43%. Now obviously, results may vary extremely wildly. Intel themselves said, quote, particularly the throughput results may vary substantially from one platform to another, depending on the TDP budget and the balance of load between CPU and GPU. Now, as well as the Phoronix article, there's also going to be a link to freedesktop.org where you can see the full patch notes and full explanation of what's going on here. So if you want to give it a bit of a read, it is there for your perusal. So we're going to move over now to Nvidia and GTC. So you may remember some time ago that Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang said that GTC would not be cancelled due to the concerns. And yes, you all know what I'm talking about, but I literally cannot say the actual word or this video will be demonetized. Yes, I do think that's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Anywho, so we've got a couple of blows here to GTC. First of all, the actual in-person event, which was scheduled for March the 22nd to the 26th, has been cancelled, and it is going to be moved to an online-only event. However, Nvidia have now announced that, quote, continuing public health uncertainties would challenge its ability to produce and deliver a digital keynote. So essentially, we're not going to be seeing anything from Nvidia. However, we will be seeing news releases which are expected to hit on the 24th of March, and that's going to be followed by an investor call with Jensen Huang himself, and that is going to be beginning at 8 AM Pacific time once again on the 24th. So we do have a bit of a statement here regarding the rest of GTC Digital. It says, quote, other components of GTC Digital will still take place, including live webinars, recorded talks and panels, research posters, trainings, and connect with expert sessions starting Wednesday, March 25th. More details will be provided in the coming days. Now, this is obviously very, very disappointing, especially for those of you that were running GTC and obviously looking forward to GTC, but it is rather focused on deep learning and AI related news. However, it is entirely possible that we would have gotten some architecture news, or at least some hints or something about what's going on with Ampere or Hopper or whatever the hell it ends up being called. Now, we'll undoubtedly still get some information from Nvidia. They're going to stick to news, as I've already said, but we will not be getting a full-blown keynote, which is a shame, but it is the situation, not really much to be done about it. However, on a slightly more positive note, we have some news next regarding an RTX 2060 refresh. So once again, this is all thanks to a listing which was spotted on the Eurasian Economic Commission, or EEC, and this was spotted by the folks over at PCGamesN.com. You can of course find their article linked in the description below this video. So if the listing is to be believed, we could very well be seeing a refresh of the GTX 2060 very soon. And this particular listing refers to some ASUS cards in particular. We see 3 variants of the ROG Strix GeForce RTX 2060 with 8 gigs of memory instead of the default 6 gig configuration. Now, obviously, this is far from confirmed. This could just be something as simple as human error. The 6 and the 8 are pretty close to each other on the keyboard, pretty easy to just mix them up, not noticed, and yada yada yada. And not to mention, ASUS uses a similar naming scheme for its graphics card. For example, the 2060 is a ROG Strix 2060 6G Gaming, whereas the 2060 Super is the ROG Strix RTX 2060S 8G Gaming. So with that in mind, the chance that this is human error definitely increases. But of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is human error. This could be an actual thing. Or it could also mean that ASUS are kind of hedging their bets and thinking that they'll probably do this at some point and just kind of getting the registration out of the way. Now, would Nvidia release a refresh with more memory? Potentially. That would be something that would make sense and obviously would be very much in line with what Nvidia have done in the past, but whether or not they end up doing it, well, we're going to have to wait and see, unfortunately. However, we're going to move over now to our next topic, which is from TSMC. So this is just a very brief one, but a very interesting one nonetheless, and this is all thanks to an article from digitimes.com, and according to their sources, TSMC are set to kick off volume production of chips built using its 5nm process in April, and the first round of chips is going to be for Apple's A14 SoC, which is going to be commanding 2/3 of TSMC's capacity for 5nm. So we don't know who's getting the leftovers for this, we just know that they are beginning volume production according to Digitimes. So we're going to finish things up with a couple of Microsoft related items, the first of which is regarding E3 2020. Now obviously we all know that the event was cancelled due to the concerns, but obviously that led a big question mark as to, you know, are we going to see digital events on the same weekend? Are we going to see other things? Are we just going to see a drip feed of news? Now, I think most of the people that were going to be there, like Bethesda, Microsoft and so on, are most likely going to be doing digital events, and Microsoft's Phil Spencer has announced that they are planning to take the Xbox E3 event online with a digital event. And he said, quote, "E3 has always been an important moment for Team Xbox. Given this decision, this year will celebrate the next generation of gaming with the @Xbox community and all who love to play via an Xbox digital event." Now, we don't know when this is going to be taking place. He did say that the details on the timing of the event will be coming out in the coming weeks. So it may be the same weekend as E3 was going to be, it may not. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. I'm not surprised they're doing something at all. It's just a nice little follow-up because obviously Paul discussed the fact that it has been cancelled. Now, I don't have any doubts that we will see something regarding the Xbox Series X at this digital event. Obviously, it would have been nice to have the whole hype and, you know, everything around E3. It's always fun to watch the E3 conference, either live or on YouTube if I'm not wanting to stay up to 2 AM to watch Sony, for instance. So obviously, we're not going to have that this year, which is a shame, but obviously completely understandable given the concerns. Anywho, we're going to move on to our final topic of today, which is regarding Microsoft's XCloud. So basically this is an article from Thurrott.com, which is about a day old at the time of recording, but it's not something I've actually seen before. And they had a session of events scheduled for GDC, which obviously was already cancelled due to the concerns that have been going on. And essentially, on March the 18th, you can see a session called Xbox Series X plus Project XCloud equals new chapter in gaming. This pretty much spells out exactly what it says on the tin. Now, just to remind you, XCloud is not yet available on the PC. It has been through a series of early tests and preview rollouts, but it looks like that's actually about to change, as we have already seen some photos doing the rounds on the internet of an Xbox game streaming test app which looked like an XCloud solution on the PC. So I would not be surprised at all to see one of the things that Microsoft discuss at their digital event be XCloud and how it's going to be coming to PC, how it's actually going to work, you know, any pricing, etc, 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 use cases, and how developers are potentially going to use it as well. Of course, this is all speculation, but they're going to talk about it at some point, whether or not it's during the digital event that was going to be for E3, or if it's just going to be as a news article that they release. I'm sure that they're going to be talking about it very soon, and I'm interested to see what's going on. XCloud definitely is going to be interesting. How much of an impact it ends up making on the industry? Well, unfortunately, as per normal, I have misplaced my crystal ball. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, do remember to like and subscribe. It does help out a great deal, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.